Have you ever looked at a simple backyard garden and seen, well, an economic engine? Probably not. But today we're diving into a fascinating model that does exactly that. It takes something that often just goes to waste and turns it into a real source of income and empowerment for whole communities. So let's get into it and see how this thing actually works.
Think about it. In so many rural homes, families grow vegetables for themselves. But what happens when they grow a little too much? That surplus, those extra veggies, often just get fed to cattle or worse, just go to waste. But what if you could capture all of that? What if you could turn it into cash to help families and build a real sustainable business? That's the powerful question we're answering today.
All right, here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with the problem of that untapped garden gold. Then we'll look at two very different programs that are chasing the same goal. We'll break down the surplus model and the production model, see how they get woven together into one value chain, and then most importantly, we'll see the real-world impact this is having. Okay, so first things first, let's really understand the core issue here. It's something you might call the problem of plenty. In all these households with kitchen gardens, there's often way more produce than a family can possibly eat. And all that extra value, well, up until now, it was just vanishing into thin air. Now, to make this all work, there are two key groups you have to know about. First, you've got the FPO, which stands for Farmer Producer Organization. In our story today, that's a group called ASFCL. Think of them as the architects, the ones designing this whole system. And then you have the SHGs, or self-help groups. These are local groups of women who are the real heart of the project. They're the ones participating and benefiting. So just remember that. The FPO organizes, and the SHGs make it happen.
So here's where things get really clever. The FPO, ASFPCL, doesn't just have one plan. No, it runs two completely different programs, two value chains to tackle the regional vegetable market. Both of them are designed to help the SHGs, but they go about it in totally different ways.
Okay, this slide right here is the key to understanding the whole thing. It lays out the two approaches perfectly. On one side, you have the Poshan Vatika program. Its focus? Taking that existing backyard surplus and turning it into cash, basically at zero cost. It's got a wide reach, starting with up to 50 SHGs, but on the other side, you've got the SMART Packhouse model. This is a much more intense, managed commercial operation. It's a focused pilot with just 5 SHGs on dedicated plots of land. See? Two totally different strategies, but they're working towards the same goal. Let's break down the first one.
So first up is the Poshan Vatika model. This is the one that goes right after that problem of wasted vegetables in the backyard. And honestly, it's one of those ideas that's so simple, it's genius. You know, this quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. It's not about inventing something brand new. It's about transforming what's already there. Taking a simple, traditional garden that feeds a family and turning it into an engine for earning a real livelihood. Now this is the part that is absolutely mind-blowing. The cost to the families is zero. Zero. Think about that. These vegetables were already being grown for them to eat using stuff like kitchen waste for compost. So any money they make from selling the extra produce isn't just revenue, it's pure profit. That's a total game changer for a household budget. And the process itself couldn't be simpler. Step 1, members of the SHGs just bring their extra produce for the day, maybe 3 to 5 kilos, to a central spot in the village. Step 2, that produce gets a natural cleaning with herbal stuff like neem extracts. This is super important because it helps them market it as pure and untouched. And finally, Step 3, the FPO takes over. It handles all the messy logistics of collection and selling everything to the bigger city markets. The FPO is the bridge. Okay, let's shift gears. Now we're going to look at the second model, the SMART Packhouse. This one is a completely different beast. It's all about building a highly controlled commercial operation that's designed for serious scale and consistency. So, what does SMART even mean? Well, it's an acronym for a factory-style approach to farming. Every goal has to be specific, measurable, achievable, replicable, and time-bound. This isn't your grandfather's farming based on tradition and guesswork. This is precision agriculture, but done at a community level.
And yeah, this thing really does run like a well-oiled machine. The FPO does the market research and tells the farmers exactly what to plant and when. It provides everything: seeds, organic nutrients, even labor support. And this is crucial. Every single farmer has to follow the exact same set of rules, and everything is tracked digitally. This way, they can guarantee a consistent, high-quality product every single time.
And the FPO is really putting its money where its mouth is here. They provide up to 30,000 rupees worth of inputs and support for every single acre. That is a huge deal. It basically removes one of the biggest barriers for these farmers and sets everyone up for success right from the start. And here's where the packhouse really works its magic. Just by sorting and grading the vegetables, pulling out the best-looking grade A stuff for the fancy markets, the FPO can boost the final selling price by an incredible 40 to 60%. That's just creating value out of thin air.
They've also got some pretty cool but simple tech up their sleeves. It's called Modified Atmosphere Packaging, or MAP. Basically, it's a special kind of plastic wrap that helps leafy greens stay fresh for an extra 2 or 3 days. And the best part? No chemicals involved, which keeps that all-important organic purity intact.
Okay, so we've got two very different models, right? One is based on small amounts of diverse leftover produce. The other is all about large amounts of uniform planned produce. How in the world do they work together? Well, this is the aha moment of the whole strategy.
It all comes down to the FPO wearing 2 different hats. For the Poshan Vatika program, it acts as a bridge. It creates that forward linkage to just sell what's already there. But for the SMART program, it's a strategic hub. It's mission control, managing the entire process from seed to sale.
And here it is, the masterstroke. All the produce, from both the small, diverse backyard gardens and the big, high-volume commercial plots, it all feeds into the exact same urban delivery network. It's brilliant. By combining the unique, untouched story of the Vatika produce with the steady, reliable supply from the SMART program, the FPO can cater to all kinds of customers and truly dominate the regional market. So that's the system. It's smart, it's efficient, but what does it all really mean for the women in the self-help groups and for their families? Let's talk about the real-world impact that makes this whole thing so powerful.
The impact is just huge. First off, it's turning waste into money. It's giving families a steady weekly income, which helps solve those immediate cash crunches. It's also teaching people to better manage the little bit of land they have. And maybe most importantly, it creates a formal support system, a real business platform for these SHG members, empowering them in a way that goes way beyond just money.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. This isn't just a story, it's a potential blueprint. If you were looking at these two approaches, the broad, low-cost surplus model versus the focused, high-investment production model, which one do you think would be the better fit for your community? It's a tough question, and the answer shows you just how flexible and powerful this whole idea really is.